Excel Tutorial 7, pages 420 through 425. Alright, the first thing to read about is protecting a worksheet and a workbook, unlocking and unlocking cells. You need to understand lock properties. Okay, it's really important because the lock property has no impact. It doesn't exist. It does nothing as long as a worksheet is unprotected. However, as soon as you protect it, the locked property controls, this is when you can edit them and change them, and you're going to have to go back and unlock things, okay? Because by default, the locked property is turned on for each cell, okay? This will become important to you when we actually start doing all this. So make sure you read that because it's funky, okay? That's all there is to it. All right, so let's get this done. To unlock the cells in the range B3 to B12, in the receipt worksheet, which is where we're currently located, select the range B3 to B12. All right, so B3 to B12. You want to unlock the cells in this range before you protect the worksheet. On the ribbon, click your Home tab. In the Cells group, click the Format button. Okay, Cells, Format, and then click Format Cells. Okay, slide down, find Format Cells, the very last one. The Format Cells dialog box opens. The locked property is on the Protection tab. Click the Protection tab, and then click the Locked checkbox to remove the checkbox. All right, so this is what we did. We selected the specific range where people are going to input data, and we want to say we do not want these cells locked. Okay? Go ahead and click OK, and then deselect. Now, we had to unlock first. Now, read about protecting a worksheet. It's important that you understand why we did that in that order. All right, on page 422, to protect the receipts worksheet, on the ribbon, click the Review tab. In the Changes group, there, click the Protect Sheet button. Okay, so you have Protect Sheet, you have Protect Workbook, and you have Share Workbook. We want to go to Protect Sheet. Your Protect Sheet dialog box opens. Okay, you're going to leave the password to unprotect the sheet box blank because you don't want to use a password. I'll tell you right now, don't do this. If you put a password on this, all that'll happen is you'll try and do some work later on your homework and you won't remember what the password is, you'll misspell it, something. Just don't mess with the passwords in homework, okay? All right, so it says protect the worksheet and the contents of the locked cells. Remember, we unlocked some. Password to protect, it's not there. Okay, we're just going to leave that there. And we are going to click OK. All right, the Protect Sheet dialog box closes and the Protect Sheet button changes to the Unprotect Sheet. Remember, it used to say Protect Sheet, now it's Unprotect Sheet. Anytime you modify a worksheet, you should test the worksheet to ensure that the changes work as intended. Okay, you always have to test everything before your end users get it. So let's go to the top of page 423. To test the receipt worksheet protection, select cell F13. There's F. There's 13. Type 1. Okay, as soon as you press any key, a dialog box opens indicating that the cell is protected and cannot be modified. Go ahead and click OK. Click cell B8. Type no and press your Enter key. The early registration cell is updated because you allowed editing in the range B3 to B12. A user can enter and edit values in those cells. Although users can select any cell in the worksheet, they cannot make an entry in any other cell outside the range. Go ahead and hit undo because they want to leave that as yes. Okay, so do you see what we did? Now, when your end users get in here, they cannot change any of this data. Okay, the only place that they can do anything is in this one area where we gave them permission and we unlock these cells. Everything else is locked up and they can't change anything. Okay, to protect and test the registration data worksheet, go to the registration data worksheet. On the Review tab, we are here in the Changes group, Click the Protect Sheet button to protect the sheet. Okay? Protect it. Hit OK. Select cell A2 and then type B. Okay, and obviously you're just going to get the warning that you can't do that, right? Go ahead and just click on OK. All right. On the bottom of page 423, read about protecting a workbook itself. Okay, make sure you know the difference, but at this point, you should certainly know the difference between a worksheet and a workbook. And then read about now protecting a workbook. To keep a worksheet from being modified, you need to protect the workbook. Okay, we can protect both the structure and the windows. Go ahead and read about that so that you understand what that means. Then flip over to page 424. To protect the youth soccer workbook, on the Review tab in the Changes group, click the Protect Workbook button. The Protect Structure and the Windows dialog box opens. Make sure the Structure checkbox is checked and the Password box is blank. Okay, Structure is checked, Password is blank. The Windows checkbox is unavailable and unchecked. Click the OK button to protect the workbook without specifying a password. All right, right-click the Registration Data Sheet tab. On the shortcut menu, notice that the Insert, Delete, Rename, Move, or Copy, Tab Color, Hide, and Unhide commands are gray. This indicates that the options for modifying the worksheets are no longer available. Okay, so we're going to go to our Registration Data worksheet, right-click, and look, it's all grayed out. You can't do it because it's been protected. Go ahead and press the Escape key. All right, now read about unprotecting a worksheet and a workbook, because we have a lot of work to do in this worksheet and workbook left, so I have a feeling we need to go and make sure that we can actually do our work and unprotect everything. On the top of page 425, to turn off worksheet protection for the Receipts worksheet, go to the Receipt worksheet. On the Review tab in the Changes group, click the Unprotect Sheet button. That's it. That's all you had to do. Okay? All right. You are ready to save this file and